Hello, my name is Allison Carmen, and welcome to my podcast, 10 Minutes to Less Suffering. And today I want to talk to you about COVID kindness. And you might be asking yourself, what does that mean? But I find that since the pandemic has started, I have witnessed and felt kindness from other people that I've never felt before in my life. And I've also felt more kindness towards myself and my kindness towards others. Now, you don't see it everywhere, but I'm sure at some point you've been touched by this. And it actually just happened to me the other day. I've not been feeling that well, and I had to go to the doctor. And although I'm very into integrative medicine and alternative therapies, I do go to this regular doctor once a year. And when I go to this doctor's office, it's so crowded. I found people didn't really look me in the eye. It felt cold. And I remember the last time I was there, I showed up 10 minutes late, and the receptionist said the doctor wouldn't see me because I was late. I had made the appointment a few weeks before. It took me an hour to get there, and I hit traffic. And I understand that she has a schedule, but it felt so harsh to me that I was 10 minutes late because I hit traffic, and she could have said to me, you'll have to wait till my next appointment or something, but she just shut me off, and I literally stood there begging them to see me. I actually cried. And the receptionist felt so bad for me that she kept asking the doctor to see me, and finally I was permitted to have my appointment. So this time, that office that used to be filled with like 500 people was empty, and there was only one receptionist there and not one patient in the office. And when I approached her, she looked me in the eye, and she was so kind. And although you can't always see someone smiling under a mask, there was an appreciation and a respect. And then immediately a nurse came out, and she took me to the room. Once again, it was so slow-paced, and we spoke, and there was consideration, there was kindness, there was openness. And the same thing when the doctor came in. It wasn't my usual doctor, but we moved slow, and there was so much space, I was able to verbalize my own appreciation for them seeing me. And even when I left, the nurse wished me well. I wished her well. And what I discovered in that very moment is that's how I always wanted the world to be. And the reason I bring this up today, and I call it COVID kindness, is this is such an opportunity for all of us to change how we do things. It's such an opportunity to change how businesses operate, how schools operate, how doctors operate. Everything sped up so fast, the machine was more important than the individual. And I think this causes a lot of pain for people, because I think people don't feel cared for and they don't feel loved. And then it creates a cycle. And I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the world that doesn't feel kind, that feels chaotic, that feels crazy. But I know you've had a moment with somebody where you've slowed down, you've repaired something, or you've had an intimate moment, or even just a moment with yourself where you touch something different. And we have a right to want the world to be that way, to act like that, to create businesses like that, to create communities like that. We don't have to accept the lack of kindness. And I know it's really challenging and hard, but it does start from us. And it also starts from remembering how this time period feels and making commitments about the world we want to see and how we want to act every day and the people that we want to be around. I'm very clear that I will not go back to that doctor's office if they go back to business as usual. I'm very clear that I want to be treated as an individual, and I want to be treated with respect. But I'm also clear that that has to start from me, that I have to be COVID kind all the time, and that I have to make commitments to everybody in my life and everything I do to be the way I want the world to be. And that's what's so important about this time. It's so important to think about these things and make new commitments for ourselves, to journal every day. Yes, you could journal about the difficult experiences, but also journal about the most beautiful ones. I find we get so lost in everything that's going on that we forget we are having these other experiences. Even if you go to a protest, I'm sure you've met some really nice people that you walk with. And if you're doing political work or working at your company, I'm sure you've seen different sides of people. I know on Zoom, I've learned more about the people I work with, maybe than I wanted to, but some really intimate moments. Once you see that side, we don't have to go back. Yes, we need to leave our personal baggage at the door when we work, but we don't have to leave kindness at the door or respect at the door. I know I enjoy work so much more now because I see the humanity in everybody. You see people's struggles. We don't have to pretend that we're not having problems at home. We don't have to pretend that the world's not driving us crazy. We don't have to pretend anymore. Yes, we need to do our jobs, but we could be human. We could be honest and we could be real. It's just such a good time to take an accounting of the world you want to see and the relationships you want to have, and start with you. Make those commitments within yourself. I don't want to ever have an interaction with somebody and not see them. And at the same time, we probably weren't being seen as well. Maybe we weren't being seen because we were older, or we weren't being seen because we were a minority. Whatever reason, we all need to be seen in order for our society to work, in order for the pandemic to go away. So this is our moment to regroup and incorporate what we want to see into our own lives, find our rhythm and our peace, and open our hearts so wide that when we go back into the world post-pandemic, we are still COVID kind. And I really believe that if we could all be COVID kind, we will find the humility and the patience and the resilience to get through this time and make the world a better place, a place that we'd want our children to inherit. Saving the environment, less violence, more opportunity, more equality. But without COVID kind, we're going to let the world speed up, and we're all going to forget, and we're all going to become transactional. We're all going to be trying to just get through the day. And then we're going to be missing out on the most precious thing in the world. When you meet someone for the first time, or when you see somebody, that look in the other person's eyes, when your eyes meet, and you know there's kindness, and you know there's respect, and you know that you're being seen. I see you and you see me. It's the beginning of a new world, and it feels so hopeful. I know some people are losing faith and really stressed and really worried. But think about those experiences. Let them carry you. Let them give you hope. And if you haven't had one of those experiences, try the best you can to open your heart, relax your body, and stay present, and look at the people around you and ask how you can help, how you could be there for them, and see them, see their struggle, see their pain. And I guarantee they will look you in the eye and they will see you too. Remember, uncertainty is your best friend, because if you don't know what's going to happen next, it has to happen in the unknown, which means that things will change. Life is filled with hope. Life is filled with possibility. If we could all live with open hearts and stay COVID kind, I truly believe maybe the best is yet to come. Thank you for listening to this podcast today. If you'd like to get in touch with me, you could email me at allison@allisoncarmen.com. If you'd like to buy my book, The Gift of Maybe, it's available at all major bookstores and online retailers. And if you like this podcast, you could subscribe and leave a comment.